Hello, beautiful ladies of our daring project. Tanya Imoria Bakia. So I'm just sort of in the forest for my walk with my little doggy. And, oh, there's there. And yeah, I've just been reflecting since the full moon in Virgo last week. The energy was like there was some sort of completion energies around what I started in August, September last year. And so I was reflecting on that, and I realized that I joined the Daring Project August last year. And when I joined, there was a sense of really deepening this daring to live life on my own terms. And I'd booked to go to the Dare Live in LA as well. Because I know how important it is to really feel that limbic resonance, that physical presence with other sisters, and underneath all that was a sense of like belonging, feeling like a part of something, like a sisterhood. And that's what I felt when in LA last year, those 3 days with Sahida and 40 other beautiful souls. So yes, I've been reflecting on that, and also at the retreat at the LA Dare Live, there was a desire that emerged, a desire to become ambassador. And that's all I had, like, oh yeah, I like to be an ambassador. And I left it sort of open, and I've been reflecting on that desire as well. As in, like, last week, I think it was like on the 28th of Feb, I've had this like secret desire for like 6 months about becoming an ambassador, and I thought, yes, I'm gonna do this in 2018. And there was just like this clarity of purpose, clarity like, yes, this is what I'm doing, like a knowingness. And I sort of met that desire, and I sort of, alongside that, I've been working on this programming I was aware, like in the Daring Project last year, I think it was last year November, this thing of asking permission. And I remember asking Sahida's permission to post my video of the when I went to the rape field in South Africa last year. And there was a sense of not truly feeling safe to post it without getting the go-ahead from her. Even though I knew that, the whole video fitted within the guidelines of the Daring Project, there was still this energy, and I thought, of asking permission. And obviously there was another reflection there of like, okay, well, this pattern of asking permission, this sort of beggar energy, has been present in my marriage as well. And I was aware of that in 2013. 2014, when I had a conversation with my husband, a conscious conversation around this energy, where I felt like when I was wanting to do a particular program or coaching thing or whatever, I should like ask his permission to do it, in a way, because he was like paying for it, because I've been predominantly a stay-at-home mom, but have been just loving personal development and growth for the last 25 years. Like, growth, brings me immense pleasure. So that was that thread of asking permission. And so when I said yes, like, I suppose out loud, to like, yes, I want to be an ambassador, I thought, well, I'm going to pay for it myself. And I created some packages, and it was like, yes, this is possible, And so I had the conversation with my husband, and it wasn't from a place of asking permission, it was from a different space. And he sort of supported me. He said, he asked me a question, has he ever stopped me from ever doing, what I wanted? And I was like, no, he hasn't. He's always been supportive. But there was this childhood thread of that was playing like a little note of not belonging, of wanting to belong, wanting to belong, to be a part of something bigger than myself. And so there's been this sort of unmet need since childhood. And it was interesting, me sort of saying yes, like to, yes, I want to be an ambassador. Once I said yes and sort of there wasn't any resistance from my husband. There wasn't any, the money wasn't an issue. I was just surprised what emerged after that over the weekend, and it emerged on the first day of my period, which was on the 4th of March. And so with this full moon energy on like the 2nd of March, I was sort of in the space of like, yes, there's clarity. And then I'm into human design as well, and over the full moon, like around about the 3rd, we sort of went into gate 63, which is the gate of doubt, but also it's the gate of after crossing the water. And I had crossed the water as such last September, when I joined the Daring Project. There was like a crossing of the water, and anyway, what emerged was completely blew my mind away. There was a sense of this thread of asking permission, from November, December, and the sense of not feeling safe, which over the last sort of 4 months, I have felt safe to post, and it's been like exercising my muscle of my voice matters, my story matter, I matter, and in posting my processes, I am a contribution to the, to the group, and but it hasn't been comfortable, and in this process, there's been a sense of unraveling this belonging to myself. And when I was fully able to meet this desire of becoming an ambassador, when I tuned in further, what was underneath that, it was like another layer. It was like me fully saying yes to that desire allowed me to meet doubt, the gate of doubt, the gate 63, which is also in my Neptune and it's in my Sagittarius. But anyway, that's like a whole nother process. But what unraveled was that I already am an ambassador for sexual sovereignty. And what came through was, it was like an activation of, like over the last sort of 4 months, I have been claiming ownership of my, of being a member of the Daring Project, and I had to claim that membership. And also, like back in January, there was a sense of like, yes, I want to change the human rights charter to include, sovereignty, and because I found out from Sahida last year that that's not part of the human rights charter, and there was this energy of like, and then there was just this energy that it stopped. There wasn't any next, and I was just being like percolating in that human rights thing and sovereignty. And what emerged as well was, I don't need a piece of paper, like the charter changed, to say that I own my body. I, Tanya Barker, hereby claim my body as my own. I am the ambassador for sexual sovereignty of my 100 trillion cells in my body. And that was my intention on the Dare Live in LA, was having like a deeper connection to the orgasmicity of my cells in my body, and allowing that energy of my body to guide me. And I realized like this desire of being an ambassador was in my mind. Like there was like clarity, but then when I tuned in, like it was like after I'd met that energy of my mind, there was then an integration within my heart space and my sacral, and the energy there was that I am enough. I don't need to join the ambassador program for the Desolé method to be part of Sahida's inner circle. I reckon what emerged was when I saw the ambassadors get into a car. I was looking at when was the birth of what emerged on the weekend was the birth of the desire arose from, which I wasn't really aware of, but it was shown to me that desire emerged from Sahida uses hijack desire. There was a desire to belong, and that's where it emerged from that desire to belong, to be part of an inner circle. I was like, ooh, wouldn't it be awesome for in a couple of years' time for me to be getting into Sahida's car, and going to a home, and and I was just sort of witnessing that energy standing in the parking lot and seeing Sahida get into her red VW GT sports car, whatever, I don't know if it's Audi or, and just red. And yeah, so it's just been super amazing, this energy of you know, last year not feeling safe in the group, and it wasn't like Sahida, you are so beautiful, you're holding a beautiful space, and you are the first ambassador, you know, of sexual sovereignty. You've been the first, like you've been initiated by Mother Nature, and like, yeah, where I am, you know, I'm in England, and I'm also, you know, my home country, South Africa. So I, Tanya, hereby step forward as, you know, the first ambassador for myself, for sexual sovereignty of my cells. And then I saw this, what came through was that Sahida is holding this beautiful space, and that each one of us, you know, we part of nature, we in nature, and we are part of Mother Nature's global ambassador program for sexual sovereignty. And all we have to do is claim it. And that's been my reclamation over the last sort of 4 months. Like what's emerged is like I had to claim my membership. Like even though I was paying, you know, $37 a month, I hadn't fully claimed it as my membership, that I am a member of the group, and that within the parameters that Sahida set, which is so beautiful, you know, I can express my own process with full autonomy. And it just fits in, like I don't need permission from the United Nations. I don't need the Human Rights Charter to say that I own my body. I claim it as I claimed it right here in the Daring Project. I own my body, and you know, and each one of us, you know, so I am ambassador for sexual sovereignty, representing the United Kingdom and South Africa. And that I am enough in connecting to my cells of my body, being an ambassador for my 100 trillion cells. That consciousness field emanates. And I was reflecting, I thought, oh wow, it's been so easy, you know. I've spoken about the jade egg to my hairdresser, and my aunt, you know, who had she had her breasts, she had a mastectomy, and even like when I had a pedicure, manicure in LA, in like it was like a nail bar, and it must have been like, I don't know, 40 people there. Somebody had asked me a question, you know, like, oh, like, it's a special occasion, and I was like, yes, you know, we're having some special occasion, like, you know, tomorrow night, and I got this beautiful dress, and I was talking about the jade egg, and the lady was so intrigued, and she could just feel the energy, and I could see like other women in the bar, in the nail bar, sort of, you know, easing forward, you know, and like trying to eavesdrop on the conversation I was having with this lady next to me. And so this was just like natural expression, and so it's almost like we don't need to do anything. We just gotta do, like, I just gotta do my work. I gotta do my work and claim the sexual sovereignty for myself in each moment with my cells, and navigate that. And yeah, just sort of, you know, there's this flow of the river. Let me see. And yeah, that's it. We just gotta do that. And we are part of this global ambassador program for sexual sovereignty, by being members of the Daring Project. And I watched sort of Sayida's video, and I suppose what came through was, well, it came through like the night before the video, but it was almost like having, like, we're doing our own work, and then women in the group can choose to be part of this global ambassador program for sexual sovereignty. You know, we can be a part of that group energy, co-creating with nature and Mother Earth and the trees and the water, and just being in our flow. And that can be an option for us when we choose. You know, like, I don't know, like we're doing our own global intentional experiment around sexual sovereignty. And so we're linking in something that's bigger than ourselves, and we're part of this network with Mother Nature. And so that's what's come through. And so, yeah, I just feel like the last 9 days, I've just been like reflecting, like, wow, like a complete 180 degrees or 360 degrees actually. of yeah, just me acknowledging that I choose to be an ambassador for sexual sovereignty of my 100 trillion cells in my body, and that's enough. And yeah, I am enough, and me doing that is a massive contribution to the earth, to the world. By serving myself, I'm serving the world and others. And so that's been my decision, not to join the ambassador program for the Deslay method. Like going through this process, I recognize that right now it's not true for me to do that. My sacral, my inner compass, is a no. And so I'm honoring my inner compass, but I celebrate that I met that yes fully and dive deeper underneath and have uncovered so much gold. So we are each alchemists, and so so I just wanted to celebrate that threads of the underlying need of wanting to belong, of not belonging since a child, and now that feels complete. I feel like an energy of belonging to myself, and it's unraveled through saying yes to our desire. And it's just interesting. It's like you say yes to a desire, and then when you could dive deeper what's underneath, we're able to come through a different place. And so I thought, you can't see, but there's a river here, and then it goes, there's a big flow there, and then there's a smaller flow over here. Can't see it so clearly. But yeah, so it's just interesting, like the energy changes, because I'm acknowledging, I'm celebrating my changing spontaneous nature. My gate 20, being in the present, like that's my conscious sun, and I just give my permission to allow the evolutionary impulse to flow through me and to change, and just like there's the river there. Oh, there's a thing here. So there's a smaller river, you can see, and it's joining in with a bigger river, and just to be in our flow. So I'm celebrating each one of you, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. And for me, what's also worked is I've reached out to members in our daring projects. I connected with Sean and Leah and Trinity, and I had like 3 hangouts, with them, and just to feel that limbic resonance, and that really helps, like feeling that sisterhood. Because I know sometimes it's really, difficult to sort of post a post in Facebook, so that's why I like doing videos. But like I love connecting with Sean, Leah, and Trinity. It was just such a beautiful experience, and to feel each one of us celebrating our daring. We're in this together. So big hugs, and yay! Being in Mother Nature, celebrating our global network of ambassadors for sexual sovereignty. And we're doing that by doing our work, by being part of this project. We're helping we're changing the source code of the holographic universe. So wherever we're at, like whatever we're doing is enough. Like we can't get this wrong. Like just us and being present, and just surrendering and trusting. And again, for myself, it's been like a process of belonging to myself, self-validated intimacy with myself, following my inner compass. And when I think the inner compass is following somewhere else, and then allowing clarity to come through, and it's going in a different direction, and that's okay. I give myself full permission to be, to embody that Mother Nature energy of changing and going with the flow. So big hugs, love you loads.